talk to me about sort of timing and money on this, because you've got, well, how much money will you have at the end of Q1 after you've hopefully finished your 11,000 meters?
Well, we have $5 million right now after completing the phase 1 program at both projects, plus the $3 million you mentioned, the warrant money. Some of that is coming in. The 11,000 meter program that we're permitting should cost about $2.5 to $3 million. So by the time we're done this program, we would be down to, call it $2.5 million, $3 million, depending on how much more warrant money comes in.
Right. Okay.
But really, if we're successful in hitting those 2 Western targets, we're going to have to scale up the program, which would be a function of successfully intercepting those targets.
Right. So talk to me about what that's going to take, because your stated aim is to prove up scale. You're not here to kind of confirm the resource you've already got. It's just like, let's talk about the potential. Let's look at what's happening on strike, and you've done some preliminary work for that. You're going to have to raise some money, and you're going to have to raise some money probably Q2, Q3 maybe. What does this look like going forward? I'm trying to understand how you, in your mind, have got this mapped out over the next 12 months. So are we looking at a little bit of dilution because the potential upside here is significant because you think you've got scale? Are you a bit more cautious? I mean, what's going on in your head?
Yeah, I think if the dilution will be driven by success. So if we can show this, we'll raise more money if there's a need to, which really means we're showing that it's getting bigger. So I mentioned we've done a helicopter VTEM survey over the claims, and that's showing the geophysics is showing good potential to extend the K mine by 2 times on strike to the north, and then also double it again to the south. So there's, the deposit is defined over 300 meters of strike, and we have 500 meters untested to the north. But there is a single drill hole from 1993 in the north, very shallow hole, was 120 meters deep. And we believe that's the starting depth of the deposit. So the K mine starts at 120. That hole was drilled only to 120, but it hit massive gold-copper and zinc-gold sulphides at only 120 meters deep. The best widths that we're seeing in the K mine are at about 300 meters deep, where we've got a nice hinge zone, 40-meter wide zone of good grades. So that's what we'll be targeting on the strike to the north. And then to the south, we've got 300 meters untested. But that's where it looks like it's switching into a zinc gold zone that Exxon had no interest in, which we believe that's why that's untested. They reported the zinc, and then they wouldn't even assay it. So, the strike potential, we think, is significant expansion potential on the strike. But then we've got the 2 targets to the west that have never been drilled. So we've got a 500 meters west, we've got a 40-meter wide conductor that's over 600 meters of strike. Some similar. It starts right at surface, and it's got the same soil, same rock anomalies. It's on the same same geological contact as the K mine, never been drilled. And then 1,000 meters west, we've got the western conductor. It's a 70-meter wide conductor right at surface, 1,000 meters of strike, also never drilled, with also same signatures as K, same soil samples, same rock samples. So if we plan to start drilling both those conductors, we think either one of those could be another K-type deposit, which, then each of those would require its own drill program. So that would, that's what would drive the need for additional capital.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to get at is trying to understand is, let's say, okay, a bit forward looking. Let's say things carry on. You're kind of hitting the sorts of numbers you're hitting now. How much more time are you going to devote to this? And therefore, how much more money do you think you're going to need to raise to get it to a point where you think this is, in my view, as a ex-mining analyst and a geologist, where I can have a proper conversation with someone at a value which I think this is worth? Just using the current numbers. Let's assume it's kind of homogenous, because I want to know how long I'm in this for before you do something which might monetize my shares. Allow me to monetize my shares.
Yeah, let me estimate. So we just drilled in the phase 1 program. We had 2 drills turning. We drilled 6,700 meters, 20 holes, including the break for COVID. It took us about 4 months to drill those call it 7,000 meters. I think if we were just to focus on the K mine, let's say we just wanted to prove up a 43-101 resource on that 6 million tons, we'd probably need about, I would estimate at a 20 to 25 meter spacing to get a measured resource, we'd need another 30,000 meters of drilling, which would cost, I would say, $10 million. But we could easily drill that within 12 months. It's just a question of how many drills do you put on it. But obviously we don't want to prove up 6 million initially, we want to prove up 10. But I think if we're doing the step outs, the market can quickly infer that this is getting much bigger without us having to put a number on it. And the same again for the central target. If we start showing similar grades and widths, I think the value will be driven up because we're having very good continuity in the K mine drilling. If we start hitting the same kind of numbers on the central and western targets, which are within a kilometer, and it's very typical in these VMS deposits to have multiple lenses in a small radius, I think the market can quickly work out that we're making it much bigger without us having to put a resource on it. Although we eventually would want to, that could take significantly longer than just showing how much bigger it is.